Hi, this is Andrew Freedman, author of Thrive, the leader's guide to building a high performance culture. And I'm here with today's Thrive Accelerator, all about expectations and feedback. And you may remember that setting expectations and giving real time effective feedback is one of the influences that can really accelerate or decelerate performance in your team and your individuals. And here's a few things that you want to know about this. With expectation setting, many leaders feel like they do a good job setting expectations. There's a job description, there's a list of tasks that people need to do. They believe that they hire seasoned professionals who of course know what's expected. And the reality is, in the research that we do, most leaders do not set effective expectations. They lack context sensitivity. They don't take into account what really builds or drives high performance. And so most of the people in a role are left to wonder, to consider, to make up their own definition of what great really looks like based on using their gut, their instinct, and their intuition. And that's why in most organizations you see such a wide bell curve with only a few people performing at the highest levels on a consistent basis, and the majority of the people in the middle of that bell curve, in many cases toiling and struggling, having to work harder than they should to really thrive in their roles. And it's primarily because that expectation piece is missed up front. Now, connected to that, not only are the expectations lacking, but the feedback is missing also. And if you think about dancers, or you think about singers, artists, you think about professional athletes, in what they do, there's real-time feedback. Like a basketball player who takes a shot, makes or misses the shot. That's real-time performance feedback. Right? A singer either hits a note or misses the note. That's real-time performance feedback. But in many organizations, individuals are going about their work every day, day in and day out. And they're doing a number of different interactions with clients. They're on meetings. They're trying sales proposals. They're trying to save client relationships or deepen those relationships. And they're doing that absent of real-time performance feedback. And still, to this day, in many cases, the only time people are really getting feedback back is when they're having an annual or maybe even a mid-year performance review. And it's so anecdotal, it's so historical that it takes a lot of time and energy for the individual and that individual's manager to really even remember what the person did during the course of the day. So the feedback isn't timely, it's usually not relevant, it's not tied directly to the performance outcomes that the role or the individual needs to produce. And so it's usually really vague, like, you're a good team player, you work really hard, I appreciate your contributions, you hit your numbers. It's just ineffective in the way that it's delivered. And so if you really aspire to build a high-performing culture, you've got to nail, among other things, these two pieces right. Better expectation setting up front, and then more real-time and effective feedback.